We're here with Jeff Macasevich, who's running for East Naples Fire District seat, meeting today with the editorial board at the Daily News. Welcome, Jeff.
Thanks to be here.
Can you take the first minute and a half or two here and introduce yourself to people that aren't familiar with who you are and talk a little bit about your background?
Sure, thank you. I'm originally from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and I'm a funeral director. Almost 38 years of being a funeral director, both in Pennsylvania and now in Florida. And I've lived here in Collier County for about 15 and a half years. And I spent all my time mostly in doing things in the community of East Naples. My life of service as a funeral director has given me a basis in business and in management and to what I do for the community. And I'm very involved with the community of East Naples as far as past distinguished president of the East Naples Kiwanis, board member, vice president of the East Naples Civic Association, and the program chair there. I just do a lot of things. I'm volunteer cello in elementary, volunteer at Lorenzo Walker. I guess you can see by my appearance this afternoon that I also do things in December for certain people to celebrate the season in December. So that's why the hair is not cut today. But again, I am interested and wanted to run for office. My opponent put up a couple of attorneys against one of the other fire commissioners, two people that worked in his office, and I was approached by a couple different people and spoke to people as to my interest in the community, and that since you've been attending, they told me, a couple of years of board meetings and been involved with the fire service in East Naples and emergency service, that I should consider running, and so I did, and that's why I'm running for the seat number 2.
So you've been attending meetings of the
Oh my goodness,
board?
yes. Oh, yeah. Yep. Of both boards, East Naples and Golden Gate also.
And what prompted that? Just an interest in what they were doing?
Just, yeah, to see what goes on and to understand it, you know. And of course, I'm the kind of guy that when I grew up, we always respected our fire department, and I used to stop by East Naples Station on Davis Boulevard, you know, at least once a week. We had the chief, the assistants, the personnel, the staff, and just to say hi. We had meetings there in the adjacent room, so we're there also. So it's just a good community group.
What's your involvement with emergency services that you alluded to there?
Well, when I was in high school, my senior year of high school, my 2 years of community college, I worked, as well as going to school, I worked part-time for the City of Bethlehem Police Department, and telephone operator and dispatcher in that experience. And I listen to monitor things, and I'm interested in public service in the community.
Having attended meetings for a couple of years, what's your impression, starting with East Naples, of how the department's run, where you see improvements that might be made?
To answer that, I'd like to see more public involvement. That's one of the improvements I'd like to, and one of my things that I try to do. And since I know a few people, I try to get them to be involved also. But it's just to be a steward of the people's money. And that's important, and I think they've done a commendable job. Of course, and over these 2 years, I guess the last 18 months of that time, with the merger, the consolidation of the notice of understanding between the two departments, that there's been a savings of money. But we know some of those savings really have been that they have not hired certain positions as they, with attrition, or they retired and that type of thing, or they moved on to a different department, that they really haven't hired people to replace them, such as we have one chief for 2 districts and one assistant chief that Golden Gate had, so that's how it worked out. So that's the savings.
Is it a benefit?
For now, yes, it is, and we're going to see that. That's my purpose, is to be a watchdog, and to maintain that type of savings going forward. You know, sometimes when businesses join together in a consolidation or a merger, there's definitely savings, and there's the stockholders that you have to answer to, such as Scripps or any other company. You have to certainly respond to those stockholders. When it's government joining government, 2 government entities, we just want to make sure. I want to make sure that as we go forward, that those savings increase even beyond what the savings have been over the last 18 months.
You characterize yourself then as in favor of the merger?
Moving forward cautiously. Yes, I am. Oh, yeah. In the beginning, I really was not. Because I had to take all the facts in. And of course, you all know that East Naples has really no debt and has assets that they've actually sold a couple assets in the last year or so, and have a couple more for sale. And the last I knew, the building permits, the percentage of building permits in East Naples, the area that East Naples Fire District, Fire Control and Rescue District serves, is about 60% of the county permits, building permits. So those are impact fees, and things that are going to be beneficial to the community of East Naples. And also Golden Gate has building going on too, so that's a good thing for Golden Gate also, of course.
You mentioned the East Naples not having debt.
Right.
By contrast, Golden Gate does.
Has debt,
How
yeah.
does that weigh out in terms of the merger?
Well, Golden Gate has debt, but they also have facilities. They have a building that, of course, when I've gone to the merger team meetings also at Station 73, way up north on Collier Boulevard. I feel like I'm in North Naples or almost Tamackley Road, which I am actually. And I'm an East Naples guy, but it's a good thing. And they have a beautiful building there, and it's good that it's being used for the purpose that it was really built and planned for. Excuse me.
What were your reservations about the consolidation to begin with, and what was it that made you change your mind?
Numbers, you can throw numbers around, and just listening to numbers and looking at the budget and seeing again the perceived disparity of the East Naples budget and not having the debt service to pay, and the Golden Gate and having the debt to pay. That was definitely in the beginning. But then actually, honestly, again, as me being involved in the community, went to a forum where there were questions from the audience, and a couple of people who had served in the fire service in East Naples talked about the past, and they kept on talking about the past. And I sat there, honestly, and I thought, we really have to go from today forward. The past is gone, and we can't change it. I can't change it.
Yeah, right. 20 minutes goes by quick, doesn't it?